Just like that, we've shifted timelines. When you have the inexhaustible belief in yourself and you move forward, you could create new realities and you could create a new timeline. Grand Rising. It's good to see you all. The energy has cleared away. Old timelines are collapsing and new timelines have been created. Beth, thank you so much for that, Beth. I love you, Beth. A massive shift is happening right now, and it comes in waves. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. You've been through a lot this year. We all have. An illusionary timeline has been dismantled. And we all have the ability to create a brand new reality. And that's what we're all here to do today. We're going to be discussing God's isolation season, unraveling the illusionary timeline, being purified in the fire, why things are going to be very potent this month of November as Saturn retrograde ends. And it's a great teacher for all of us. Learning and having real life experiences in the holy portal, which is right now. We're going to be talking about linear time and how things actually happen energetically first. We gave everyone enough time to get on this live stream. I'm absolutely grateful for all of your support. Could you kindly hit the like button? It helps others find this message. And if this message resonates with you today, subscribe to the Our Everyday Lives YouTube channel. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You could become a member of this channel to help this channel grow. And we show up every single day. And in the end, you'll see when you show up every single day, all of a sudden, you've created a brand new reality. When you have the inexhaustible belief in yourself, you will be able to create new realities and new timelines. And you'll be able to enter these new timelines, and we're all entering the timeline this month. God's isolation season. You might still be going through God's isolation season, and you might not be sure why am I in this isolation? The isolation season that God puts you in is for rest and recalibration. And if you're experiencing this, and you could write it in the comments, it's all about rest and recalibration. I will never forget my time that I spent alone with God. You become all-seeing. You start to see everything when you're in isolation. Kim, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Kim. Love you, Kim. You see so many things that you've never seen before. All of a sudden, things become clearer to you. And you never would have seen these things if God did not put you in isolation. There's been a lot of energies that have been coming in. A lot of people have felt these energies this year. We actually have evidence in what's called the Schumann resonance. I share that on the channel page. And from a moment that we all see documented in the Schumann resonance, we've had the total unraveling of an illusionary timeline. And now we're on a brand new timeline. It's much higher. Purified in the fire. Purified. When you go through this time period, you are purified in the fire. But not one strand of hair on your head will be burnt. You're being purified by this fire, and it's cleansing things from you. It's cleansing things from your surroundings. It's cleansing things from your aura. And you need this purification process to happen. And, on paper, some of these things, they don't seem so pleasant. They don't seem so pleasant. But they're much needed. We are entering a month of great change, forward motion. We've been in Saturn retrograde for many months. It's not easy. But Saturn retrograde is our teacher. And what you can get from Saturn retrograde, when you sit with it, when you're in isolation, when you're purified by the fire, and you focus on your dreams, and you focus on what you want to create for the world, this teaches you discipline. Discipline. Discipline is how we create this change authentically. Discipline. Showing up every single day and holding the frequency. Hold the frequency of what you want to create, and do not stray away from your inexhaustible belief in yourself, your inexhaustible belief for your dreams. Saturn retrograde will teach us all. Now, linear time is not real. And we want to start to think of our everyday lives, seasons, and cycles, and not a linear timeline. But we go through shifts. And not everyone is going to experience it on the same exact day or minute, but within a time period, you will be making this timeline jump. Remember that the shifts happen energetically before they happen physically. So in the density of the reality that we are in, we have to actually give some 3D fake time to pass in order for the physical things to happen. Because once the frequency shifts, all of a sudden, all of the things that are no longer part of your timeline, parts of the illusion, are fading away. And it takes time. And I'm here to share with all of you, remember on your journey that it will happen energetically before it happens physically. So always think about seasons and cycles. And as Saturn retrograde ends now, we will start to make massive shifts, jumps, and have new experiences. Sitting in isolation, you start to see more about the world, and things are just, I don't know, there's something about this reality that we're all in that I want to figure out with my time here. The more that you sit by yourself, take the time to enjoy God's isolation season, rest and recalibrate. And when you recalibrate, you will go tenfold. Sometimes it's easier to take a quantum jump than just move up a little bit. Because we tend to repeat the same thing over and over again. And it will become very difficult to get a little bit further ahead by keep doing the same thing. It becomes stagnant. But when you start from scratch, when you clear the board, when you clear your energy and actually take a quantum jump, all of a sudden, things become a lot better. Think about that on your journey. We're in the holy portal right now. This is something that I've shared for several years on this channel. And I tell people, it's one thing to learn. You learn certain things on your journey. But when you have firsthand experience of something, it makes it so much more powerful. And as we go through this portal right now, and we're here in the now moment, in this portal, we're seeing the change. And sometimes we have to be shown, because the truth cannot be told. It can only be realized. Sometimes God will make things a little difficult for you. And when you rise up, when you overcome, you have the firsthand experience to move forward, to share with other people, and it lasts the test of time. So embrace all of the things. We have a lot going on that is all converging this month. And as we said, when we have to realize these truths. We have to see it for ourselves. And sometimes God makes us be that firsthand experience for other people to see. And starting again, being in alignment with your true essence. That's what we're all going through right now. We can't spend the day living other people's lives. We have to spend the day living our everyday life. If that resonates with you, you could hit the like button. You could smash that like button. It helps others find this message. Always be true to yourself. When you're true to yourself, you will have no regrets, and regret is worse than failure. Everyone might doubt you on your journey. Everyone in the world might doubt you on your journey, and you might be the only one that sees. You have a vision, and you know that you could create a brand new reality for everyone. Stay focused, and don't listen to the outside. Listen to the internal authority. The Sacred Heart, electromagnetic field 5,000 times greater than your brain. Sometimes we think with the brain. There's a lot of fear. You fall into fear. You start being rational. You got to think with your brain. But we're here to live a life that's worth living. We want to do things that nobody else can do. And now is the time, this month is the time to do these things. Move forward with discipline and allow the new timeline to settle in. Cliff, thank you so much, brother. I love you very much. Fist bump to you, my brother. I appreciate you very much. You see so much when you're in isolation. And you want to see the truth. You sit there and you say to God, and you say, God, I have a conversation with God. You say, God, show me the truth, no matter what the cost. You could write that in the comments. Show me the truth, no matter what the cost. Sometimes it's a big cost. But don't you want to live a life of authenticity? Don't you want to live a life being true to yourself? And that's what we're here to do. And we're building the community bigger and better and stronger than ever before. Ragnarok. We've spoken about that. And sometimes we have to allow Ragnarok to happen to purify our reality. Christal, thank you so much. Patience and perseverance. Absolutely. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here every step of the way. I appreciate, I've seen so many things during my isolation period with God. And I just, it's overwhelming. The love, the authentic love. It's also overwhelming to see the illusion. But we want to live in authenticity. And the more that we head to that, it's not easy. If you take this journey, this is one of my first videos. Warning, there is no turning back. If you agree with, if you've been on the journey for a while, you could let us know. There's a big warning label. It says, warning, there is no turning back. So make sure when you take that leap of faith and you go on your awakening journey, there's a big warning label and it says, there is no turning back. You lose things and it could be scary. But once you're on the other side of greatness, then you realize it's worth it. You will find yourself on the other side of suffering. But when you let go, there is no suffering. When you let go, there is no suffering. Very strange. Did the lighting just change? Let us know in the comments, or is that just me on my end? I don't know what happened. Everything's been glitching. If you've been experiencing a lot of glitches in the last night was something. Let me tell you, last night, I woke up multiple times last night. Maybe you woke up multiple times last night. Did the lighting just change? Something just happened. I don't know what's going on. But hopefully you could see me. As long as you could hear me, though, that's the most important thing. We got to teach the lesson here. We're teaching the lesson. But yeah, I thought it was too dark the whole time, but hopefully it wasn't too dark. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. I've seen a lot of interesting things. But you know what? Yeah, last night I really felt the shift, and you know, you might have felt the shift. We're at 111. We're in the holy portal. You could hit the 111. And you might be seeing that. Remember, that's a manifestation. That's a creation. There's something there when you see 1. 0 is the void, but also very powerful. You create in the void 0 when you've manifested 1. Sometimes you see binary code. Some people that are tuned in, you know about binary code. You see the 0s and 1s. The 0 is the void. Creation is done in the void. Energetically, we see the blackouts in the Schumann resonance sometimes. You create in the void. The 1 is the confirmation of your creation. So really stay focused on what you want to create. Otherwise, you'll spend the day creating somebody else's life. Every one of you has the power. And I'm here to leave a legacy for people. You could take this spiritual awakening journey, and it's scientific. And you could see the connections. Amanda, thank you so much for that. 111. I appreciate that, Amanda. Thank you. Love you. Remember that if you hold the frequency of the inexhaustible belief in yourself, in your creation, you have created a new timeline, forged in the fire, and not one strand of hair on your head will be burnt. Sometimes we have to have the first-hand experience. Sometimes we have to be plunged into the fire and purified so that we can rise again, stronger than ever before. So don't be upset if you find yourself in isolation. If you're still in isolation season, are you coming out of isolation season? Let us know in the comments. I'm very grateful for all of your support. I'm grateful for you being here. People have asked me, I've said before, I'm putting together a team, and people have asked, there's only one thing you have to do. There's only one thing you have to do in this life. Just show up every day. I love you all. We have daily videos here, 9 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. If this message resonates with you and you would like to support this channel, you could become a member here on our YouTube community. We have daily videos here. If you would like to join our Patreon community, head over to Patreon. We host live streams. We all get together and collaborate. We are here to build communities. If you want to stay motivated on a daily basis, head over to X. We have daily motivational posts on X to keep you focused on your journey. I am grateful for your attention, your loyalty, and your love. And together, we're all figuring this out together. This is not a one-person show. We all are coming together, and we're figuring this out. And yeah, Tony, listen, I enjoy isolation as well. Because you really learn more about yourself, you learn about the world, and you have to process things. So yeah, Tony, I agree with that a lot. Like, I don't feel, and we share about this on Patreon as well in a group, like I don't feel that we should be in isolation forever, but going through an isolation season that God puts you in, it's very important to where you're headed. And when you're in isolation, you have that time to process. It is the time to reflect. Reflect on your life, reflect on what you're putting out, reflect on the things in your surroundings. How could we switch it up? There's a lot of processing to do. And we're all processing right now. It's you know, if you're getting this message and you've been feeling overwhelmed, we all have. And that's why we're building this community, so that everyone could come together. And we're overcoming this. But it's building a legacy to improve all people, because each person is different. You know, like as we go through the unraveling of a false illusionary timeline, you could say to yourself, and if you're new to the channel page, I want you to go, about a month ago, you go on the channel page, the myth of normal. Guess what, kid? There ain't no such thing as normal. There's nothing. It's a myth. Embrace your life. Embrace your journey. It's going to be specific to you. It's going to be different than everyone else. It's going to be unique. My mother always said I was unique. But here I am. We are back and better than ever. I love each and every one of you. Stay focused. What are the things that you're going to do this month to anchor in this new timeline? If you are just stumbling across this, remember, you know, believe in yourself. Doubt creeps in, and that's the only way that you could be stopped, is via self-doubt. Regret is worse than failure. If you have an idea, if you see something that nobody else in the world can see, do you have the courage to move forward and keep going no matter what? Stay focused on this. We keep you motivated on a daily basis. We're a family. I love each and every one of you. Grateful for everything that you could do for this channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video link. You could share it on all of your platforms. Grab a friend, tell them if you want to take this journey to improve your life. We are all on a journey of self-discovery. Discover who you truthfully are. We're all discovering who we truthfully are. And that's why it doesn't happen overnight, but it's slow and steady wins the race. Brian, thank you so much, Brian. I love you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Head over to Patreon. We're going to have a beautiful live stream on Friday night on Patreon. Head over to X, and if it calls you, if you'd like to become a member here to support the channel, visit the channel page. All the links are there. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you're creating. Don't lose focus. It's easy to lose focus. There's a lot of distractions out there. Don't fall for the distractions. Stay focused on yourself. And then all of a sudden, you've created a brand new timeline. Just like that. Just like that. It could happen in a twinkling of light, in a snap, if you will. So, you know, we can't, if we look at our lives backwards, then it makes sense. But we don't live our lives backwards. You say, now I understand it. When you get into the future and then you look at, oh, now I understand it. We don't live our lives backwards. Then then everything starts to make sense. Things happen. You say, well, what is this going on right now? But then you say, oh, now I understand. So, you know, don't lose focus of that. And again, the frequencies are rising, and that's why it's happening at an accelerated rate. So I love each and every one of you. We are here daily, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and always and forever. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, just keep going. And so it is.